What's up, everybody? It's Snoo. I'm excited today to bring you a new farm that is not boxes. Hell, I might advertise it as a not boxes farm. That's where we're at in the meta at this point. Would you guys like to stop doing boxes? I mean, I enjoy them a lot. I even enjoy rolling them, I guess, but it is getting a little bit old. Spending so much time in the map, getting a lot of return per map, but per time is another story. Well, we're going to completely flip that on its head and do some speed juicing. Yes, we're doing some speed juicing with shrines, 5 shrines on every map. Going to be boss rushing in effect, and also going to be hunting that good old Wildwood. Basically, to whatever extent you can imagine, target farming Hinacore Locks and Mirrors of Calandra. You'll see the overlay is already set up, prepped for that. I'm going to be doing 100 maps of this new farm, and I got to tell you how I arrived at this setup, because there are some specific components to it that I think gives a great deal of insight to the state of loot. In fact, it probably deserves its own separate video, to be honest. Long story short, in an effort to do boxes, and that being the meta, it was all about getting the loot from inside the boxes, Arcanist boxes, Diviner's boxes, and those do drop a lot of loot. And people were despaired at how little loot was dropping from monsters themselves, especially League Mechanic monsters. Well, when I was doing the Diviner's Pilfered strat, I started rolling boxes for additional rare monsters and noticed that they were dropping some loot, surprisingly a high amount of loot. And it came to my realization that maybe this could be transferred into a Scarab farm. I was not the first person on that train, but lo and behold, yes. Rolling monsters, rare monsters, on strong boxes produces a lot of loot, surprisingly high amount. And I also noticed that quite a bit of loot was dropping from the Eldritch minions also on the maps. So I decided I would give a try at doing some of the major league specific content that is notorious for dropping a large amount of loot, most notably things like Abyss and Legion and maybe Harbinger. But you know what? I was terribly let down, especially for Legion. I was very surprised. And at the same time, I was trying out the new Wisps Scarabs, which were absolutely terrible at the start, but somewhat recently hotfixed to be much better than they were at the beginning of the league, but not nearly as good as they are in Affliction. You could think of them as being a little bit more tempered, more balanced, more fair, more reasonable, I guess. So I was really disappointed by the loot that was dropping from Legion, and I noticed that on my way to clear the Legion, I was getting more loot than I was from the Legion monsters. And I realized that if I opened a single strong box that had rare monsters in it, I was getting more Scarabs and more currency from that one strong box than I was from an entire Legion. And I did enough maps to see that that was actually indeed the case. So Abyss can also be good, but that's kind of wonky with the whole Hordes thing. I haven't tested that, so I'm not running a caster anyway. But I can assure you that the monsters from the Abysses are terribly balanced, not dropping any loot. I also realized fairly early on through the community that Beyond is utter trash now for dropping league-specific or dropping raw loot. And I do want to put a discrepancy out there. I'm not talking about league-specific loot. I'm not talking about tile set loot. These league mechanics like Legion, like Beyond, are excellent for dropping the league-specific rewards they're supposed to, but raw loot isn't just not happening. So what do monsters from strong boxes and Eldritch monsters and monsters just randomly on the map all have in common? It is they're all native monsters on the map, and that is the lesson to be learned in this video. That we're going to be target farming native monsters on the map, pumping them up as much as possible, magic, influence, pack size, slamming as many native monsters, shrines to force even more. Even messed around with ritual a little bit, but I pulled back on that one. And I've come to the conclusion at this point that the best monsters in the game right now are native monsters on the map. What are native monsters on the map? Well, they're not tied to a specific league mechanic. They may seem like they are, but they're basically the monsters that register as how many monsters are remaining in a map when you're clearing it. So you'll notice, like, if you kill certain monsters from a league mechanic, it won't bring the number down towards the end of the map. But if you kill Eldritch minions, it does. If you open a strong box, suddenly that number goes up, and then you kill the monsters again. And so that is the sort of takeaway. They're programmed differently for some reason. Now, What also brought us here is Wisps and the Wildwood. I wanted to test this again. I started hearing a little bit that it was in better shape, so I was doing all these tests with the Wildwood in mind, and that essentially supercharges the loot, so it becomes more evident if there are discrepancies in the quality of drops, and that, you know, happened rather quickly, realizing these Abyss, Legion, Harbinger, Blight, what have you, are all not dropping hardly any currency, getting nothing from the yellow-blue juice combinations, and it's basically all about the strongbox loot. Or, in this case today, we're going to be focusing on magic monsters. I do recall, back in Affliction League, that highly wisped up magic monsters drop quite a bit of loot as well, not just rares. So, I've been focusing a lot on rare monsters lately, and I still think they're very good. But today we're going to be focusing on rares. So that's kind of where we're at on this farm. That is why this is going to be a bit different than before. Basically coming to the realization that we have to target farm native monsters if we want raw loot, which is going to be the way to maybe get something to happen, some magic to happen through the Wildwood. Also, doing fast maps is going to help us find more Wildwoods. Well, I don't want to be spending 10 to 15 minutes rolling strong boxes in a map because I'm not going to find very many Wildwoods at that rate. It's another big reason why I want to do something really fast moving through the map. So here is the Atlas, and you can see that we're spending extra points on Scarabs. All increased effective modifiers on maps, no surprise there. Blocking a ton of things. Okay, I want to block all the bad Scarabs from dropping because I'm going to be target farming Scarabs as well as currency. Another unique thing about the farm is kind of blending the two together, target farming both. Eldritch stuff is mandatory. Got to take all that there because we're highly focusing on those monsters. Even something like invasive adversaries is very good here because they're also counted as native monsters, like super deluxe native monsters on the map. Covetous Shrine is going to be making an appearance quite often. 5 shrines spawn on the map with double shrines in each one. I mean, we're going to be getting some magic find in here. It's a very cheap magic find. Those of you keep asking me about the Tempest Scarab. I do not like it. Moving too fast doesn't really work unless you're moving about the map very slowly. I think it's overrated anyway, so I do not like that Scarab. But I'll take a little bit extra magic find here. As far as the Glittering Scarab, too high investment, not worth using for a sort of speed farming Wildwood chasing strat. It would be nice to have it active when the Wildwood spawns, but not going to be worth it for the price. The investment's much lower for this farm, as a matter of fact, which we'll see in a minute. So we got all the shrine stuff, blocking a lot of things. I left Ultimatum open because that it does have one very valuable Scarab that drops there. And, well, maybe I don't need this point here, but kind of leave it there, I guess. All of the stuff that you can think of, really. Just kind of mixing and matching. Getting as many Scarab things as I can beyond whatever extra point I have, which just kind of ran this lineup here. Of course, you're going to want remarkable relics, so pretty straightforward, honestly. I mean, you can just take, those of you who know the game well, just know that right off the bat, this is going to be some super fast speed farming thing. I mean, basically the only thing I did is, compared to what I've been doing, is removing the strongbox stuff. And for that, so, yeah. For the setup, for the maps and Scarabs, this is going to be rather important, alright? So, I've been using the Scarab Chiseled. It's quite expensive. I don't want to be investing a lot of currency in these farms because this is a speed farm that is, at least in part, just kind of quick in and out. Kill the boss, try to recoup some of your losses for the investment of the map through the boss. Try to kill the monsters very quickly. If I can roll the maps so that they have both currency and Scarab rolls on them, I can definitely justify just using a Cartographer's Chisel, and that's a really nice way to set things up for the farm. Delirium Orbs are free. Just put them on the map. They spawn extra monsters. They don't give a whole lot of extra loot, but extra Headhunter buffs. And you wouldn't even necessarily have to have a Headhunter for this farm. I'm not really targeting rare monsters, but it's nice. It's good to have some Delirium on there. And then I have the Influencing Scarab of Hordes. I made a video on this last league thinking that this could be a big deal in the game, that league. It never did really materialize last league as a major player, but it seems to be right now. So I really like this Scarab for this farm. And you're double dipping here. So basically, as you can see, in this case, we are going really hard on the magic monster pack size. Horn Scarab of Bloodline doesn't guarantee magic monsters, so the Scarab is cheaper, but it is rare and is subject to price hiking, I guess, but it's the only sort of rare Scarab on here. It's costing about 1/4 to 1/3 of a Divine right now. The other Scarabs are basically free. And anytime I spawn an Eldritch magic pack, it's going to have 80% increased pack size flat on top of whatever the map offers. So it's going to be huge Eldritch minions. That's going to have major impact on how many altars are spawning. Lots of basic currency dupes, scarab dupes, quant altars out the wazoo. It's going to be great. And then over here, we got the new players that are making a comeback this league, I think. The Scarab of Wisps. I'm actually kind of glad that it's a limit of 2, and they changed it from 4 with 1,000 to 2 for 2,000 each. And guys, I'm getting, on average, probably at least 1 bonus divine or Valdos box drop on any given map that I use these Scarabs. I'd say on average at least. I mean, almost, not every map, but, seriously, it appears that divines and Valdos boxes are dropping somewhat on the regular because of these Scarabs. So really like them. I do think they're worth the 2 Scarab slots, and they will be additive on top of any of the Wildwood juice. Can make a absolute bonkers map, well over 10k Wisp juice. If you know how to do the Wildwood, this is going to be a really good strat to combine with these 2. And I don't have a whole lot of experience doing that because the Wildwood does spawn kind of rare, but anyway, that's there. Now for the maps, I have a Regex linked in the description of the video. It's a very comprehensive Regex. And it's essentially rolling for the antagonist mod, which is this mod right here. You can read it. I think it's there. Yeah, prefix antagonist, increased number of rare monsters. Rare monsters have 2 additional modifiers. That is not the kind of map we're running here, okay? But the Regex checks for it because it can be worth a lot of currency. And that is what people have been using to roll strong boxes with a lot of rare monsters. It's really supercharging the loot. You can actually, on the back end, profit craft the maps and save a ton of currency by rolling maps for this farm, while also selling maps for 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 divines a piece, which is a market that is emerging as a result of how the meta has been shaping up around rare monster farming with strong boxes. But anyway, you can see that these maps here all have a decent Scarab and currency roll. And my criteria was at least 200% of Scarab and or currency. I wanted at least 1 roll of each. And I want the number to be at least 200% collectively. Pack size is nice to have, but it's not that important when we get a huge additive bonus anyway. But it is nice to have, obviously a good stat. So you can see all the maps are here. My character can run essentially any tier 17 map mod. I did regex off the avoid elemental ailments because that's specific to my build on a warden. I really want the elemental ailments to hit monsters, so that's the only thing that you could say I can't run. Technically can, but really bad for the build. Everything else is fine, and it's just a nice big combination of maps. And these maps, they had 30, 40, maybe 50 chaos. You can hit a map like this pretty easily. Or in some cases, you might hit an absolute god tier map over here, like the one I showed earlier. So, look at this thing. I promise you, this sells for 3 divines in the blink of an eye. I would buy it for 3 divines. I'd buy probably 4 or 5 divines right off the get-go. So this is a very rare map, and this is probably these 6 maps here I'm showing you right now are essentially the best maps that I managed to roll in the entire process of spending a few thousand chaos rolling all of these. These are the absolute top tier maps, so it brings some insight into you so you can get a better sense of what to look out for. And the regex will highlight these up, of course. So this is antagonist with a big scarab roll and a decent currency roll, same as this one. Up next we have a monstrous scarab roll, like 3, 4 or 5 scarab rolls on one single map, which is also great. And then over here we just got, like, again, very high scarab rolls with currency rolls, not antagonists on these 2, but these 6 maps here, I don't know how much these sell for over here, but definitely love to sell for a huge amount. So we're gonna put those away because they are too good for this farm. That's the point I'm making. I could have just slammed them in and ran them anyway. No, they deserve some special treatment, all right? Those maps right there, they should be used with, like, monstrous treasure rolling boxes, kind of scarab farm kind of stuff. These maps here are just kind of mediocre to good, all right? So sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, but on average, I think it was like 30, 40, 50 chaos per map hit here. And you could settle for less, too. If you went for just, like, 100 to 150%, of scarab and or currency, you would get these very quickly. So we're going to be putting the chisels on, the delirium orbs, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, all right, here's the investment cost, and you can see it's not very accurate. Now, usually, this comes out pretty clean, pretty good, but I have to make some adjustments on here because it's just not right. All right, the Bloodline Scarab is a little bit undervalued. The Sanctuary maps are definitely undervalued. And everything else is probably pretty fine. But yeah. Anyway, I put my own numbers in here. This is definitely a lot more accurate to what was being charged here. The investment cost is about 1.5 divines per map. Okay, so that's where we're starting. And I've been running Monstrous Treasure spending 5 divines per map. So this is a far cry from 5 divines per map. This is, you know, a third of the cost. So that's the investment cost. All right, fun times. As you can see, everything is qualityed up and the delirium orbs are out. 20% delirium, don't need any more than that. And we're going to get on with a first map showcase. A nice, pretty simple map. Oh, less recovery. Can sometimes sting, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, domination. Again, up to 10 separate shrine effects. I'm going to be rushing the boss. One more thing I forgot to mention. I'm going to be tracking gold. This strat's going to be fantastic at farming gold. I mean, just think about it. It's tier 17. I only have a rarity flask, so nothing crazy. We'll be getting covetous shrine sometimes. Rarity apparently impacts the gold. And it's going to be wild. I mean, it's just huge packs of magic mobs everywhere. I think it's like 100k per map or something. Oh, cool. We got Sentinel. I'm going to try not to kill too many mobs. If I can. I'm not going to be running ultimatums at all. I'm going to pick up all the shrines. Speed shrine is good. Quant altar is good. Now if I open altars right now, you know what happens, right? It's not going to spawn. Right. Oh, I'm going to empower the boss apparently. Well, here goes. As long as that less recovery doesn't kill me. Monster has increased AoE too. Okay, that's kind of getting in my way. That was a rather fast death. Now sometimes I can't kill the boss, which, you know, happens sometimes. But anyway, I'll get at least another go at it. This right here will help. Really quite surprised I died that fast on there. So I think I can collect a few headhunter buffs. But again, no antagonist mod, so I can't just automatically get like 80 headhunter buffs, easy mode. But check it out. A lot of scarabs dropping, right? You can definitely get a sense of how fast this can be done. If I didn't die, I would have had the speed shrine going all the way back through the map. Would have done it real fast. I got volatile. Yay. There we go. Glittering scarab. Finally a good scarab. Okay. And doing real damage against the boss. Whoa. Freaking tiptoe my way through this map. Shit. Really? I'm gonna tiptoe because of lag anyway, I guess. You know what's funny? Like, the server side lag actually makes the game easier. It slows everything down, so I can tell what the hell's going on. It's pretty funny. I have more time to react. I mean, the server has to catch up eventually, but... Oh no, it's catching up. I'm probably dead right now. I'm standing on a searing rune without even knowing. Holy, this is so bad. But it's so good! 3 glittering scarabs in 30 seconds. What? What? Oh, crap. I took a boss altar. I didn't mean to do that. It's gonna... probably not gonna go well. Oh! I didn't spawn that chaos crap under there. No! I don't think it's gonna go well. Wait, really? Wow. I'm actually gonna kill her. Okay. Blue juice in my face. In my face. Yes, I'm going full degen. Widescreen. Wait, why am I being attacked when I haven't moved yet? All three colors! Immediately, all three colors! Oh my god. Guys. Guys, do you know what this means? A good first one. A 1-up to the left. Oh. Following the trail out. Ooh. Shit. Holy shit. Now, this is probably the wrong way. Oh, that's so hard to decide. There's a lot of great stuff over there to the left. I gotta get yellow, though. I gotta get yellow. Blended my... Oh my god, this is like some of the best shit I've ever seen. What the fuck? I'm gonna hit the yellow event right here. It's right here. Is it fucking 3 trees? Oh my god. Wait, why don't I see it? Okay. Okay, it's a mediocre one. Alright, that is not a 1-up up there, but it is... I got a fuck ton of stuff over here, so I'm gonna hit it anyway. Okay. Yeah, I'm at top now. I've done top and south. Alright. I should do purple to even things out a little bit. Purple's on the... ooh. Well, the problem is I don't have a direct path to purple. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. It's up here. Okay. Purple's guaranteed on the left. Should be able to get there. Should be right here. Yep. Good event, too. I did actually go on my way to do that. That Divine Orb dropped beforehand. Funny enough. Oh, the map mods. I should have checked the map mods. It looks like I got lucky and got a very easy map. Oh, there's some shrines up here I need to grab. Crap. No good. Wait, is that another one? Come on, why are you giving me div card dupes? Seriously, bro? This is the only other shrine that I know of? Alright, getting absolutely... Or not shrine. Getting absolutely screwed on the Eldritch Altars, sadly. Holy crap. I actually tilted at these Eldritch Altars, like 0 for 5 on them. Boss fight actually seemed fair that time. Like, there were actually places I could stand that were safe during the entire fight. That was weird. Fine orb. Whoop. Where's my tink for the map? Thank you. Getting to the end of the map, I don't know where it was. Gotta come eventually. Oh, wow. Character swap. Sounds like cheating. No! 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 Oh, okay. At least they both weren't scarab. Do you see that? Oh my god, it was like a microsecond before I clicked it. The glittering drop. No. Oh. Are you even getting good loot this map? This would be like first time if I go through the rest of this without if I do a bismuth ore map with 0 tinks. That'd be a first, I think. That can't happen. Ha! Told you. Told you that can't happen. Lots of sounds on this map. Okay. Good thing I overpowered it. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on. Oh my god. SMH. This is the last volatile core map. God, I died again there. Holy shit. What the fuck? What in the world? The increased AoE. God. This is increased AoE volatile cores. I should be regexing this out. I did kill the boss though. I'm quite proud of myself. God. Cannot be getting slowed with volatile core with increased AoE. Oh my god. It's just a death sound. Look how far away I am, dude. Look how far away I was. What in the hell? I'm surprised he didn't kill me from 4 screens away right there on that bounce. Oh my god. That mob type on this map. No. Holy. Whoa. It's so far away. They really need to delete monster increased AoE. It's so bad. It breaks everything. Off screen by volatile cores. Yeah, basically. Oh god. How did I get out of that? What? Oh no, I got Shroud Walk. It's over. It's over. Oh, I can kill the Moon Clan guys instantly though. Alright, I'm not even looting. There's no point. I will just die trying to loot. Yes. Yes. Wait. I'm alive. No! Oh man, I'm so close. Last split second flame dash. Can't believe I even had the mana for it. 1 to 2 tinks a map? I pretty much make my currency back from like the boss fragment and, you know, a few of these mid-tier scarabs and make my money back, because it's only like a divine and a half investment per map. It's quite cheap. That was part of the point of the strat, is to keep the investment low. Did I pick up a divine altar or something? What? Oh, 3 raw divines on my way here. What's this? Is that good? Which one is the lowest? Is there a tier 1 in there? Widow Hail's like tier 3? Maybe? Nice. Worth it. Worth it. I knew I pressed that div dupe for a reason. Second containment scarab this map. What is a scarab roll? 260? Are you sure it's not bigger than that? What the fuck? Wow. It's been a very long time. Oh my god, I actually forgot. Dude, it's been so long I forgot about it. This is like 60 maps later or something. You know what's funny? The last time I had the Wildwood, I had 2 in a row. Damn, starting off in a bad spot, I guess. Oh, there's a purple. We're here. Okay, this is a pretty typical outcome. Holy sacred orb with like 4 items drop. What? Uh-oh. Wildwood? Wildwood? First sacred orb on the Wildwood map? Whoa. Whoa. After the first 20 maps, and it was like first 2 hours or hour and a half or something, and then with no special drops, by the way. Just standard drops, just this stuff. I think I'm running around 25 div an hour right now. Right this minute. But we'll see at the end. Falling off a little bit. Definitely in the neighborhood though. You see this loot? See how fast it can clear the map? Should make sense to you. Especially when you find out that it's only a div and a half investment for like literally everything. A natural instinct, what? Alright folks, here it is. I got results. You're gonna find this hard to believe, but I think I got a little bit unlucky. We'll take a look at some of the stuff that dropped. We'll talk about that. Here we go. We got 340 divines in here. If you remember, it's a divine and a half investment cost, so you can see I'm way, 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 way in the green. Makes it a fantastic farm, I would say. So when I tested it before, I knew it was extremely promising, with or without crazy jackpot drops. And take a look at these things on the list. I mean, you might be thinking to yourself, well, that looks like a lot of jackpot drops. Look at all those items that are worth over a divine. That's just regular loot. There's absolutely nothing special about any of this loot. You got the fragments off the boss, you got the divine orbs and wisping, you got more currency roll on every map. Huge amount of magic mobs. Scarabs. This kind of similar loot that you get on the containment farms, except just way faster mapping and harder, at least on Headhunter gameplay. 20 boxes, 12 glittering scarabs. I did dupe glittering scarabs once, so that was nice. Here's something I'm a little bit wondering about. So I understand the boss fragments that I'm supposed to drop favor primarily devouring and blazing. And I guess awakening. And awakening and devouring about the same, but blazing is like way high. I don't know if I got lucky with that or unlucky with devouring being high. Of course I want devouring the most. I'm not really sure if they're weighted the same, but obviously if they're not, then I got pretty screwed over here. If they're not. Another thing that is unfortunate here is you should all know that the Exalted Orb and Divine Orb rate are identical. 29 Divine Orbs, 39 Exalted Orbs. No Harbinger fragments in play, and even another kick in the teeth here is that Orb of Annulment is 23. They are twice as rare as Divine Orbs, so that's like getting 46 Divine Orbs and Annulments. So I'm way under where I should be on Divine Orbs by those numbers. So just wanted to show that. Now, I'm not going to normalize results beyond that, but, you know, just scroll down. Another big Scarab here, Ultimatum Scarab catalyzing. It looks like a lot of these Scarabs have the same weighting. You can see the similar drop rate. The reason containment is higher is because it is 100% more likely to drop ambush Scarabs through the Atlas tree, so it will be higher a bit. A lot of mid-tier Scarabs, worth a lot in total whenever you collect a bunch of them. But look at how easy this is. I mean, this is... You guys understand how easy this is to liquidate, right? I mean, you just mass bulk, shift or control, right-click Scarabs, sell them to Faustus, done. It's going to be so easy to sell all this stuff. It barely even took up a single dump tab for 100 maps, so it's going to be absolutely a breeze. I suppose my luckiest drops are right here. Omen of Connections and Unnatural Instinct, each for 1 divine. Those would be my sort of outlier drops, you could say. Definitely not farming uniques. And the Omen of Connections came from the Wildwood. Just weird. Yeah, the rest of it here. A few divination cards, mostly from the Eldritch Minion rewards. I forgot to mention that the Divine Orb Altar would be a huge chase for this farm. Because you got to think, we're quite literally getting as many Eldritch Minions to spawn on a map as humanly possible with this. 40% increased magic pack size, 40% increased influence pack size. And, I mean, the only thing we weren't doing is prioritizing pack size rolls on the map, which you could do. But, yeah, that, of course, that didn't happen. That would be a very big outlier, so can't really count on that. But it is another alternative mega chase that would happen. And I could easily see somebody walking out with over 50 Divine Orbs from a Divine Orb altar that hit high roll in the beginning of a map on this map. Easily. And you get basic currency dupes pretty often as well. So for the numbers, investment cost 150 divines. Took me about 7.5 hours to do. I said it was about 4 to 5 minutes per map. Of course, they take way longer if the Wildwoods spawn, but maybe I got unlucky. I only got 5 Wildwoods. And, yeah, we'll talk about the Wildwood and final results, but I feel like I got a little unlucky there. I saw way more Sentinels than Wildwoods, for example. I would have liked to have got more Wildwood gameplay, but that's what happens, I guess. I actually forgot to write the numbers in here, so we just skip that. The gross is right here, 340, and just put it here. Right. There we go. Done. Divines per map, 1.9, almost 2 divines per map on short 4 to 5 minute maps. That's a net profit. 1.9 divines per map is pretty good. Divines per hour was 25 for me on this farm. It started off higher and kind of slid down and didn't really see any spectacular drops there towards the end. But another thing I'll say is you'll notice a few things in here are being underpriced. You might notice. I'm not going to factor this in right here for the results, but I mean, just take the Horn Scarab of Glittering, for example. It says it's worth 1.5 divines. It ain't worth 1.5 divines. I could bulk sell these in the blink of an eye for 1.8. I think it's like almost worth 2 divines at this point. So things are moving around. I don't really see anything in here that's showing up as being worth more than it is actually worth. It looks like everything is, if anything, showcasing itself worth less than it is, if I'm not mistaken, at least as far as some of the really, really big things. You can let me know if you disagree with that or not, but anyway, just, again, fantastic to liquidate. A lot of this stuff sells for even more in big bulk. A lot of the represented price ranges here are person-to-person sales one at a time. So they actually do sell for way higher than this in bulk. So looks really good, really good. Another thing that I didn't really talk about is not doing it on Ziggurat. So I got a lot of questions asked in the chat about going on Ziggurat. That would obviously make sense. Ziggurat favors the devouring and reality fragments and synthesized fragments, I guess. So I mean, you can basically imagine every single blazing fragment being a reality fragment, and suddenly you would have farmed 50 divines more, almost, and that would be 30 divines an hour in the same map. So Ziggurat, if the exact same performance took place, it would be 30 div an hour. If I can just swap out the fragments, I think the layout's pretty similar. I chose to run it on Sanctuary. I'm not comfortable with the Ziggurat boss. I don't think my character can probably do that well. I don't know the Katarina fight very well. And the layout seems good. But I also like containment farms on this map, Sanctuary. And I got to roll a lot of great maps for a future farm, effectively for free. So that's not factored in to the investment cost or anything, but that was part of my motivation for doing it on Sanctuary. People were asking me about that. One other thing to talk about is gold per hour. Over 1 million gold per hour. I started with 0. Got 8.5 mil now. Numbers don't lie. And that was, yeah, so 85,000 gold per map. I don't really know, like, I don't have much perspective on that. I don't really know. I don't really know why people care that much about gold per hour personally, but I knew it would be a really strong gold farming strat. I have a lot of gold. I guess I'm just kind of sitting on it. I'm not really doing anything with it. What? Okay, now I got 32 million gold. Maybe I should gamble it or something. I don't know. More than I need. But yeah, it's gold per hour. Let's get some gambling out of the way. That's what's coming up next. That's not the sound. 30 stack decks. Not so great. Man, I think the best stack deck I've dropped is a Brother's Gift this league, maybe. Pretty bad. Okay. Let's Val some stuff. We got Aegis Aurora. We got a bunch of 3-1. I got an Unnatural Instinct to Val. That could be exciting. And we got some puzzle boxes to open. 20 of them. Oh yeah, I just 3-1 this on the back end. A Perfect Astrumentus. Nice. +2 socketed minion gems. Not really worth anything. Alright, what do we get? Warlord's Mark. Purity of Fire. Just fire is not popular enough, I guess. Fire Trap. Dang it. No good. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Corrupt Load Immunity. Oh. Whoa. Deleted. Oh no. Alright. File those boxes. Here we go. Life Sprig. Megalomaniac. Veil of the Night. Did I get to play PoE too? Yeah, at ExileCon. I was there. That's the only time though. Not as like a content creator or something. Aguma's Flame. Watcher's Eyes, a little bit of value. Okay. Ventor's Gamble. Nope. Bramblejack. Replica Covenant. Replica Covenant? That ain't good. Foil Ralakash's Impatience. Used to be good. Obliteration. Veil of the Night. Ventor's Gamble. Impossible Escape? Huh. Night Grip, don't know. It's Invictus Metal. Split Personality. Grim Sorrow and Mage Blood. Just kidding. White Wind. I don't think I did very well. Yeah, I don't think so. Well, par for the course on Valdo's boxes for me. Let's give you some final thoughts. Are you guys happy? Not a boxes strat that actually makes a bunch of currency. It is a little harder than I maybe led you on to believe these are 4K. Every map is 4K Wisp monsters, including the map boss. Man, that Sanctuary map boss gave me a hard time. You might have noticed I put, what was it, like 12 or 13 times I failed the boss. I actually bricked 2 maps, which is really surprising to me. Full-blown bricking a map, because I would give up on the boss if I knew I wasn't going to kill it, so I wouldn't brick the map. So I know it could do better, and again, if you got an all-star character, try it on Ziggurat, you would. I don't see why you wouldn't make like 30 div an hour. It gets slowed down by messing up on the boss because you like lose the acceleration shrine and everything. So you can do these maps so fast though. And it's fun. It's a nice break from rolling boxes or even just regular boxes. I do wish that wisping like Legion boxes or Legion in general was good, but I don't mind the mega native monster pack size focus. That's kind of groovy too. Kind of fun farm. It feels like a Alk and Go thing, except like a really juicy Alk and Go. You just blaze through the map, blow everything up. Gotta have good clear. And for these T17 maps, gotta be able to kill the boss. Gotta watch out for some of those nasty map modifiers if they cripple your DPS. Crit reduction damage. That kind of stuff can be pretty nasty. I ran most any map mods. I could have been a little safer, but I feel like I made the character so it could handle just about anything. And there's not much left to do on this build. I heard Lightning Strike probably does a little better on the bosses especially. Alright, but a couple other quick things of note. I forgot to mention earlier the Evolution Shrine is a potential candidate for the strat. You'd either have to lose one of the pack size Scarabs or a Wisp Scarab. Wouldn't want that, but yeah, that theoretically could be really, really good. I tested it some. I feel like it wasn't that good. I'm not even sure if the evolved monsters are dropping much loot. I feel like they have like loot suppressant. I feel like in this game, anytime you respawn monsters, you get like, or a monster spawns from another monster, you get like loot suppressants on it or something like that. The way the game seems to be right now. Even Eldritch Altar monsters, when you hit the altar and new monsters spawn, I noticed they almost never dropped anything. Only the fresh monsters did. It's kind of weird. Let me know what you guys think about that. So I'm still digging into that. Not sure what's up. Wisps were a letdown. You notice in the highlights that I got a couple really nice Wildwoods. Not that great on the loot drops. One of them did drop pretty well. And in the past, I've had some where I got like a 10k Wildwood and got like 8 Divine Orbs in 2 boxes or something on maps like this. But I don't know, maybe just RNG. Too much RNG. Not sure. 1 Sacred Orb dropped, and I feel like maybe it probably should have seen more because I think I dropped 2 when I tested this, like 30 maps or something. Here's the thing though, guys. I want to remind you as a last point, back in Affliction League, I remember my goal was to always try to drop as many Divine Orbs as I ran maps, a 1-for-1 ratio. And there was no way I could do that, especially if I skipped a lot of the maps. Even still, there was no way that was going to happen unless I got like some really juicy Divine Orb conversions, 10, 20, 30 Divine Orbs dropping at once. That was the only way for me to hit that, which means, generally speaking, just playing the game, getting the Wisp Divine Orb 1 at a time drop or generic drop, I was only getting about a 50% Divine Orb drop rate to the map when I would wisp everything and run the map. So run 100 maps, get 50 Divine Orbs, plus however many were converted. Here, I got almost, what was it, 29? If we normalize the results from the Exalted Orbs, at least a third. A third of my maps, I was dropping a Divine Orb, essentially. So half of my maps, I was dropping a Divine Orb last time in Affliction. Some of the maps wouldn't have blue juice, so all of these maps have blue juice somewhere on them because it's 4,000 random juiced mobs. So it's not even that crazy to imagine yourself dropping Hinacore and mirrors, over time with this strat. Considering it at least somewhere in the same realm that Affliction was on averages, counting, maps that you abandon and stuff like that. And maps that were like yellow, purple, and no blue. That kind of thing. So that gives me some hope for a strat like this. I think in the blue monsters, that's a lot of blue monsters on the map. Though we're not doing legions, as well, but I think things shake out. I really felt like the strat worked nice. I think that we're onto something with the native monsters, with blue versus yellow, like always either chasing rare monsters or magic monsters, trying to juice them up. Native monsters in the map, strong boxes of this. That feels like the right direction for trying to farm raw loot. All right, so that's it. That's it for the video. Hope you liked it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. In the next video, I don't know, maybe I'll go back to rolling boxes. I got a lot of maps for it now in the process of rolling these, so that's cool. But yeah, get your grind on. Stop opening boxes for a while. All right, I'll see you next time in the next video.